Now, I wanted to talk about Tommy and his bullshit that he had to say, which people would say, oh, he was caping for Sarah, which is bullshit. No, he was just trying to capitalize off of her, which I took a look at his video and they're making jokes, whatever. But the one thing that I noticed, since he was trying to defend her, and Tariq Nasheed and Tommy Sotomayor supposedly don't like each other, is he called her, here with the red hair, Sarah, the bald-headed chick. Now, I mean, so which one is it? That's a question that I would like to ask. So she's bald-headed. I mean, I don't see her scalp at all. She has hair, and it looks like she has some red dye in it. That's her natural hair, actually. So which one is it? Is it the natural hair and she's bald-headed, or is it the hair hats and the weaves that you don't like? So which one is it? Now, what I wanted to show is, through his little live chat stream here, is what I'm noticing is, I guess it's gotten to a new low that black people said, fuck it, whatever, we're just gonna make money off this white supremacy thing and just give them the niggardry and fuckery that they want. Because here you see someone said, this nigger is a freaking idiot. Now, this person is a white person, right? No black person says that shit. Nobody black says nigger. You know who says the ER sound on the end, but they have a black fist there, and he's a mod. Whoever this is, male or female, this person is a mod. Here, if you look at this, it says here, she ratchet, but finally he gets called out. So they can't choose who they dislike more. They can't tell if they dislike Tariq more or if they dislike a black female more. This one right here, this woman's unsupervised kids are running the street, selling drugs and shoplifting. All of this niggardry and fuckery going on, and you have them just comfortably saying this and doing this. That chick in the red hair will fuck for $40. You know who that is. Here, Tariq can't keep any woman in line. Like I said, they don't want to tear down the system. They just want to be the one who's in charge of it all at the top, at the very top. They want to be the very thing that they so-called despise. And there was a few people in here talking about he has an IQ of 85. Now, like I said, that more and more white supremacists all over the page. And you can rest assured, these same people that are in this chat room with Tommy Sotomayor, when Tariq Nasheed comes on, they're in his chat room as well. Lots of dust bunnies, lots of white supremacists. We was snow kings. Now, anybody who knows any, like I said, it's nothing but white supremacists all over his page, and he knows it, and he's such an idiot.
This nigga's trying to act like this bitch came out of nowhere with her thought process of just asking. And here's what we'll do.
And he can't even say her name. He has to call her a bitch. But that's enough of that. This person here is a part of her show. Sometimes, I guess, come on sometimes. And he was defending her because I did actually catch her show when all this happened. Because I knew when I first heard about it, it was going to be a slew of people doing it. So I wanted to hear what everyone had to say. So I did watch her live show, and she said that was the only thing that she was going to address it. And she brought Sarah on, said she was giving her a platform because Tariq Nasheed was talking about this girl and she couldn't defend herself. A lot of the conversation led to her possibly seeking legal consultation for slander and defamation, among other things that Tariq Nasheed was doing. And I say she should go for whatever she can get. Oh well. This is one person that she does bring on her show, and he just came on there defending her, saying she didn't take one side or another. And she said she did not know why people were bringing her name into it, which it's very obvious because she has said multiple times on a few different videos that she follows Tariq Nasheed. She will be talking about a topic and said she agreed with Tariq Nasheed on something. She has been called in to his show. She's been in the chats. She's talked to him. Yeah, she made her way over there. She has nothing but good things to say. There was one time a few people were in her live chat and they were talking about Tariq Nasheed and how they didn't like him, but they were talking among themselves. She wanted to quiet that down and say this is not the bash Tariq Nasheed show or time or whatever. And but if you have listened to a few of her videos, she does have this affinity for Tariq Nasheed. I mean, in his name it comes up so much. That's why people actually brought her into this, saying basically, I wonder what Cynthia G would say, because she, follows him and listens to his show, and said that she's going over to his show and, she agrees with things that he say and all of that. But now this is another person. This person is named Cheryl, and this is another person that is on Cynthia G's channel from time to time, and they talk. And about the time when she came on is when I really kind of dropped off and fell back, because there's a few things that I don't agree with. And there was a live stream, and I think they were talking about religion and everything else, and it just seemed like they were attacking the people in the chat, the very people who support them. They were coming at them with very nasty attitudes. I believe it's still on her channel, and it just made me kind of fall back. But this is what she had to say.
But I want to get into this because I wasn't going to address it. I wasn't. Actually, I actually, God damn it. I hope y'all can still hear me. I'm sorry. I don't know what they're doing upstairs. But I wasn't going to address this at all because it's not my place. And I actually don't have time. I told you guys in my last chat, I'm flying to LA for the weekend for an opportunity. I didn't actually go into it, but it was with some plus size people that have a fashion company. So I'm flying there to try to, get an opportunity. And I'm excited for that. So that's where I'm at right now. But I have to come on here and address this right now. And I'm going to do this really quick, and it's going to be what it is, and I'm going to say what I feel. Now, I want to give a huge disclaimer. If you are already on the fence and you're trying to figure out who's who and what's what, if you're one of those people, this video is not for you, because it's not about drama. I'm just here to present facts and ask questions about certain things that I'm questioning, okay? Well, one thing I want to say is, and I'm not going to talk too much about Cynthia in this video because she doesn't have anything to do with this. I repeat, she has nothing to do with this. She has no malicious intent. She's not trying to stir drama, okay? I'm going to say that right now. That's not where this is coming from at all. I am going to come on here and defend Cynthia because I know the backstory of how this all started with the live stream. So I'm telling you now, from out of my mouth, and I ain't got nothing to lie about, it was no malicious intent towards Tariq in that video at all. That's it. There's nothing else to say. Now, what that video was trying to give a girl that felt attacked a platform to speak on. That was what that video was about. Seeing someone being attacked in such a way and say, you know what, Cynthia's video. I want to say that very clear. Sarah asked to be on Cynthia's video. Cynthia is a very nice woman, so she agreed because she saw from the outside looking in everything, as we all have been seeing, the outside looking in. We don't know what's going on other than what we're seeing on video. Now, the only reason that I'm making this video is because those of you who were in that live stream yesterday that got to see it, you probably saw that I was one of the mods in that video. I was modding, and when I was modding, I was blocking people that were not allowing that woman to speak her truth. Now, I understand everybody has a different aspect of what happened, and some people on Tariq's team and some people on Sarah's team and different things like that, but it wasn't about that. It was about allowing this young woman who did not have a platform that was being attacked on a public platform to give her truth. That was all that was. Now, let me tell you something. I sat in that chat room for 2 hours, basically, modding, reading comments, modding, trying to let her get her truth and not have to read those nasty comments that were some of them that were in the chat room. I sat there for 2 hours out of my time to make sure that she had a platform. Now, I don't know Sarah at all, and I'm going to keep it 100 funky, delicious all the time. I haven't liked Sarah for a while. It's just, when I told you guys before in an old live stream, that when I don't like someone, it's just there, I cannot make it work, okay? That's just how it is. I haven't really been feeling her. That's just my opinion on it. But even outside of that, I said this woman deserves her truth. Whatever happened, she deserves to have the platform to say it on. So I sat in the room for 2 hours when I could have been doing something else. I'm a very busy woman. I got a lot of shit going on. And I sat in the room so this woman could speak her truth. And then I was going to do about my day. But I have a lot of questions for Sarah. And there's a lot of different things that have been said by her that I have saw with my own eyes. And I'm questioning things. A lot of things. And I do not like when this whole drama is being concocted and certain people may have malicious intent. I don't know your intent. Now, I'm going to say it right now. Tariq was very wrong in that video. He should not have posted that video, and any real nigga would agree with that. That video should not have seen the light of day. I do understand that it was on Ustream and certain people have already seen it, but that shit should have never hit YouTube. And then a second video damn sure should have never been made. Real G's don't move in that way. I'm going to call it like I see it. And I can say this because I've donated to Tariq. I own all 4 Hidden Colors. I do plan on seeing 1804 and buying that movie or flying to LA to see the premiere. Me and Charles, we've already said that we're going to do that regardless because I support Tariq and no one can take away from that. One of the things Sarah did say was that Tariq isn't for Black empowerment, really. Well, I don't know. I speak money, and he's putting his money into a lot of things, and he's also doing a lot of movies and whatnot. So whatever the case may be on that, I don't want to discredit this man at all. However, that shit was very wrong. And like I said, real dudes who aren't kissing Tariq's ass would be able to acknowledge that and still be able to acknowledge that he's still a very big presence in this community. Now with...
Actually, he's not. I haven't seen him do anything for the community. He brought out Hidden Colors, which was a lot of information that if you research, you could find out for yourself. There's a lot of scholars, a lot of documentaries, all of that. So I'm trying to figure out what has he done for the Black community. What is he doing? I don't know any of his charity work if he does it. None of that. I know about a few shows he has on YouTube, a few radio shows, and some DVDs. That's about it. And do keep in mind that this person said they support them. They're going to the premiere. All of that. That plays into something too.
Sarah, I have a question. You said in the Periscope, and I really don't want these questions to be answered. I just want you to start questioning things as well and on Periscope that, you know, he hasn't been about Black empowerment and he's not what you thought he was, and all of this stuff with he's, you know, whatever, all of this stuff that you come to find out. Why wouldn't you have dismissed yourself before? Why wouldn't you have just said, you know what, this isn't working out, I think I should go ahead and find another place of employment?
Because you could also pose that question to a lot of the women who continue to work at Fox News, even though they were being harassed, they were being sexually harassed. A lot of them stayed there and continued to be employed there because they needed the paycheck, they wanted the money, they wanted to keep their career going, they have families that they need to feed, they saw working there as a good opportunity, and the more years you rack up, the better your resume looks, and maybe you're learning something about business while you are in that business. There are a lot of people who have endured racism, discrimination, sexism, and harassment and unwanted sexual advances, and they stayed there with the company. Many people has come out and said that about Fox. So if you think that this is a good opportunity that could take you to another level in your career or in your life or wherever it's going, sometimes you'll just try and put your head down so you can get a paycheck, so you can survive, so you can, you know, do as much time as you need to do, so when you're ready to move, you can make that move. That's why.
Wasn't paying you that much from what you said. You said that you made 85 for that 1 hour for that week, okay? And in exchange, you were also supposed to get mentorship. You also said that you weren't getting that. So if you're not getting mentorship and you're really not getting money, why are you still going to stay in a toxic environment where you're claiming that it's very toxic working with Tariq? Who does made 85 for that 1 hour for that week, okay? And in exchange, you were also supposed to get mentorship. You also said that you weren't getting that. So if you're not getting mentorship and you're really not getting money, why are you still going to stay in a toxic environment where you're claiming that it's very toxic working with Tariq? Who does that?
A lot of people do that, and especially Black people do that. We do that on corporate plantations. A lot of people are working jobs where they are just surviving. Some of them don't even make enough money to survive. That's why they have to get other benefits and seek other means, or even get a second job. A lot of people deal with demeaning behavior. They deal with discrimination. They are paid less than they are worth. They are paid less than their white counterparts. A lot of Black people are getting up at 4 and 5 o'clock in the AM to go to a piece of shit job that does not pay them enough because they have bills to pay. And they may be just there until they get another job or another opportunity, a better opportunity presents itself. That's who does that. A lot of Black people do that in the real world.
That's a huge question that was not answered in that live stream. Okay? That's a huge question. Why would you stay at a place where you're basically saying that you were not valued? Now, in the live stream, when I was modding the live stream, I wasn't actually listening to the live stream because it's kind of hard to mod paragraphs of someone being called a slut and a hood rat and a bed rat. It's kind of hard to mod that and then go on and start listening to the video. So I had to go back that night and actually listen to the video. And I go off of intuition, and that video was, I could not. Actually, I had a very strong connection to that video to the point where I had to text Sin and say, look, I don't think that you should be attaching yourself to this situation. I know you're trying to help her, but just keep back. Something in my heart told me, I don't know Sin like that on that deep level where I'm like, look, this is what I feel that you need to do. But I felt at that time to keep it 100, to tell her, don't attach yourself to this situation, sis. Please don't do that. I'm just warning you. Something's very strong in me telling you, Don't just let it be. Don't try to help her too much. And that was outside of me and how I feel about Sara regardless. Like I said, I sat in the chat room for 2 hours, even though I already had my reservations about her. But I sat there and I wanted to give this woman the benefit of the doubt. But after watching that video through and through and really listening to the shit that she says, I have a lot of questions. Cynthia did delete the broadcast because I advised her that she should. But it was...
Okay. So she said that she has this strong feeling that she should not get too close to this woman, really not get too close to the situation, because everybody knows Cynthia G watches Tariq Nasheed. That's how they paired the two. She's always talking about him in her videos. She is always, you know, saying she's going on his live stream. Like I said, people will sniff out and follow the notoriety and the money and all of that. So that's what she has said. So that's why people, you know, it popped up, her name popped up in their head. I wonder what she would have to say about someone she talks about all the time, who's someone she engages with and someone that she watches. So that's where that came from. But what I'm getting from this is, I mean, let's just say, because if you did, well, what I'm getting from this is Sara knows Cynthia G. And it looks like they are all, both Sara and this lady here, Cheryl, they are in kind of like the beauty part of YouTube. I believe Sara is a model, and Cheryl, she is into beauty, hair, or whatever it is. Now, what I'm thinking is Sara could be competition, because Sara, she does have a model's figure and she does model. And I think Cheryl, you know, because she has been a regular on Cynthia G, she is getting to know Cynthia G. And now that this has happened, you know, maybe she's feeling that Sara could come in and take her place, or Sara could be more, get more notoriety than she does, because Sara kind of speaks like what Cynthia G says. How she is, she does not date white, you know, like a white guy could pay for something, but she does not deal with them. She does not like to have them around. She does not like them as friends. You know, she labels herself more for black people. So I could see where Sara, knowing Cynthia, could be a problem for Cheryl. And I'm just pointing this out because this speaks again to something that I was talking about, and it's a video that I made. I'll leave it in the description box. It is how we are interacting with each other. It is how we are being crabs in a barrel. It is how we don't want to see someone else shine, and if we feel threatened, we will try and take that person out. This is how we are engaging with each other. White supremacy, which is they're trying to make the main focus, aside.
Wasn't even my envision. She just knew that was it, just needed to be done. But I did advise her that she should delete it because of me watching that shit back. It was not settling for me. There were questions that were unanswered, and there were lies that were being told in that live stream, and there was lies that were being told in her other live stream on Periscope. Not to mention the lies that she has told on Ism that I have caught, but I'm not going to talk about that because that's a whole different thing. But my question, and the biggest question that needs to be answered for everybody, is why would you stay at a place of employment that wasn't paying you the value?
And you notice that she didn't bring up any of the lies. I mean, she titled her video, you know, Sara Nicole, you know, she's a liar. So if you've caught lies from Ism Show, or you caught lies from other, why can't you name these lies? Why can't you bring receipts? So that's a question that I have. And she's saying, why would she stay in a situation? Come on. I've already said, a lot of people no matter if they're facing discrimination or whatever it is, they will stay in a shitty ass situation at a shitty job that they don't want to because they have to, or because they feel they're going to benefit off of it. Is that the only question? Like I said, you really have to pay attention to a lot of the niggardry and fuckery that's going on YouTube, because I really thought at one point for a millisecond that this was real and people were wanting to connect with each other. There are some people on here that want to connect, and I did find some people like that, but a lot of this stuff is for show.
Value that you deserve, and that wasn't giving you what was promised when you signed up. I mean, let's be honest, LA is a big city, okay? $85 to drive, that's just to drive across town, boo. So I have to ask that question. Secondly, I have to ask Tariq that question as well. Why would you continue to employ someone who you do not agree with, do not like, and think is an agent? Seriously, if you really think this woman is an agent, a spy, or if you do not trust her, why would you have her at your place of employment? Why would you drag this out for so long? Those are questions that need to be asked. Also, what happened before that live stream? Before that live stream that they did where she got fired on air? What happened before that live stream where she got fired on air? Because they came in with tension, and something had to have happened for him to be directing shots like that. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Tariq ain't crazy now like that. He not crazy. He's not going to directly be taking shots at you just for no reason. So what happened before y'all came on air?
But again, it's her demeanor is like other people's demeanor that I've seen, where someone is getting on your last damn nerves. You are really irritated and pissed off, but because you need your job, you're going to shut your mouth and you're just going to sit there, and you are pissed off and you're not going to say anything for the rest of the day. That was her demeanor.
That's a big thing that's not being told. And here's the thing. Putting myself in Sarah's shoes, if someone gave me a platform and I really had no malicious intent and I really wanted to get my story out there, I would have told the story from A to Z, because at this point, it's already out there. Everyone's looking bad. It's very messy. So why wouldn't you come on here and just speak your truth? I mean, say everything that may have a hole in it. Instead, you use Cynthia's platform and you're basically asking questions that we're asking, pretending that you don't know what's going on, but you were there. Remember, you said you were there. You said that you had talked to this man and worked with this man, so you knew behind the scenes there was some shit going on. So why wouldn't you tell us about this stuff? That's a big thing. If you're over here to speak your truth, why the fuck wouldn't you tell us about this stuff? I'm just keeping it 100 as a woman.
She should not tell everything. If there's something that's going on behind the scenes, she should consult her attorney before saying anything.
Who, if I was in that situation, shit, fuck that. We finna put it all out there because it's already out there. Doesn't make any sense to me. Instead, you're asking questions about how he fired you. Oh, I don't know what happened. You may not know why he fired you, but you know what led up to that. You know what led up to that. You do. And like I said, I do not understand why you would sit here and still continue to work for someone that is toxic. So in your words, you said he was toxic. But you stood up there and you were in 1804, you were still doing stuff. So obviously it wasn't that toxic. And then
that's just like telling the women who were being sexually harassed, who needed their job, well, you shouldn't get a payout, or, this person shouldn't be fired because obviously you stayed with the company even though this person was sexually harassing you, and you obviously the sexual harassment was not that bad. I would like to see her say that to the women at Fox. I would like her to say that to people who are facing racial discrimination and thinking that they can just pick up and leave a opportunity or a job or a situation that they're in and thinking they're just going to pick up and leave and, you know, have nothing at the end of the day. Or in this case, even if it wasn't a regular job, she was supposed to get mentorship. She was serious about taking herself to the next level. So she thought she would just endure his bullshit until she could get to where she needed to. And then giving her a platform, he didn't give her anything. Actually, her personality got her to where she is now. She's 25, 26 years old. She's been taking care of herself before she met Tariq, and I'm sure she will be taking care of herself after this situation. He does not make or break her, and he did not bring her from infancy to this point.
The fact that I heard on her Periscope that she said that Cynthia and her were best friends and that they talk every day. That's a lie. That's a lie. And why are you sitting here lying like that? What was the intent of that lie? That is like such a minute lie. Why did you have to say that? You're on a public platform after some drama occurred, bringing Sin's name into this, saying that you were best friends with Sin and saying that you guys talk damn near every day, and I'm quoting this verbatim. And if you want to go back and see that live stream on her Twitter, go to the mark of 3320, and you will see what I'm...
Now we get to the issue. Is just like I said, within the workplace, and it's all playing itself out, and it's very interesting. This is where the problem is, because I've been wondering, why is she yelling and pissed off and angry? My mind went directly to what she just said, and I knew that this was what it was about when I first saw the video. I didn't even listen to it. I saw the title and I'm like, I bet I know what this is about. But this is it. I did hear her in that live stream say that she knew Sin. I believe she said that she talked to Cynthia, and on the other side, Cynthia said that she does talk to Sara. She did. She said she knew her. She said she watched the Ism show. She said that she had talked to Sara. As far as best friends, I don't remember hearing that. But yeah, this is the issue. This is the problem. The problem is Sara knows Cynthia, and Sara has been talking to Cynthia. And now that this has occurred, there's a possibility that Sara could hook up with Cynthia, and that could be a problem for Cheryl, because it could end up overshadowing anything Cheryl has to do or has to say. And this is an issue.
I'm talking about, I'm bringing receipts, and that's a damn lie. They are not friends like that. They are friends. I mean, she considers her a friend, but they're not best friends, and they don't talk every day like that.
What's the problem with her saying best friends and they talk every day? But like I said, this young lady, Sara, she was in an emotional state where someone that she looked up to just went in on her, someone who was around her father's age, that or could be, basically, disrespected her, and she said her father would never treat her like that or any female like that, and she didn't expect that from him towards her, seeing how she looked up to Tariq for whatever reason. I don't know why, but the problem here, this whole video is about Cynthia did say that she was friends with Sara and that she had been speaking with Sara. That's the issue here, and she keeps saying it over and over and over. That's the problem. It has nothing to do with Sara being a liar or saying something on the show, or or staying in the position that, because none of that makes sense. I just said why somebody would stay in the position. She did not say where this young lady was a liar. She did not tell you what show. She did not tell you what this lady said as far as being a liar. But you understand this is a issue because she considers herself friends with Cynthia, and now you have this Sara model chick coming in that knows Cynthia too. And you know how black people can be crabs in a barrel.
That's a lie. Why did you bring her name up in general? Like, why did you bring her name up in general? You also said that you and Sin would, and people that you were close to that you really considered friends would sit up and talk about how you didn't like being on Tariq's show and how Tariq was this and that, and that's a lie as well. That's a lie as well. Why did you bring this woman's name up? You know the type of subscribers that Tariq has. You know that they're kind of a little slow.
First of all, let's be honest. If Cynthia didn't want to do this, knowing that she had been on Tariq's show, if she wanted to stay completely out of it, she could have fell back and stayed out of it. She decided to bring her friend Sara on the show and have her talk about it. She wanted this to happen. She set it up. She set up the live stream. Sara did not go into Cynthia's house, get her she did not get her computer, set this live stream up, talk about Cynthia, bring her name into it, and drag Cynthia G into this. She didn't do that. Cynthia offered, Sara accepted, and that's what that was. And this has nothing to do with that.
Not all of them, but for the most part, they're a little slow. So when they hear this information, they're automatically going to be thinking a certain way and take that back to Tariq, which is what happened because I saw on Twitter them doing that. So what?
So I'm guessing that she didn't know Sara was friends with Cynthia. I guess what she's trying to say, which doesn't make much sense to me, Sara should have never accepted Cynthia's offer to be on her show for some reason. I wonder what that reason could be.